What's going on, guys? It's Mr. Affleck9916 here, welcoming you back to episode 4 of the Euro Truck Simulator 2 Hard Economy Let's Play. We are in Västerås, Sweden, and we do not have that many options. We could go back to Linköping, which seems to be what we've done a lot, or we could go down to Jönköping. So I think what I want to do is a little bit of a longer video this time. So not too much longer, but we'll do here to Jönköping, and then I think maybe we'll continue on a little bit further south. I want to get through more of these cities like Uppsala, Stockholm, but it looks like, you know, we get to Linköping and there might not be anything, because look where they're all going. Karlskrona, back to Västerås again, you know, Stockholm again, and out of Stockholm, you know, they're pretty much all down to Poland. That's really all of my options at this point, so I want to try to get down here, maybe get down into this part of the map. We'll get to all the cities eventually. We're going to do Västerås to Jönköping. 18 tons of office paper today. We'll get paid 181 euros for a 5-hour and 13-minute drive. So, yeah, not a ton of money, but that's what happens with the good old hard economy mod. Back in the Scania today. We'll go ahead and get it fired up in the Renault Logistique. Get it fired up and get the lights on, put up in the drive, and we are good to get out of here. Out of Västerås, where it's 2:29 in the morning. And guys, I want to see if there's any collectibles that we need to get on the way out. It does not look like there are any in this city, so we'll hold off on that for now. And do we have a GPS? No. So this truck also does not have a GPS, so we'll just have to use the in-game route navigator. 5 hours and 13 minutes though down to Jönköping. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. It's Dad's weekend here at Ohio University, so my dad is coming to visit. We saw Elton John on Friday night. Don't know how it was yet, because it's Wednesday night again as I record this. I don't want to always record things ahead of time, because I want to be able to talk about what I've been up to in the videos. But, as I said, with him coming, I wanted to be able to have content for you guys for the weekend. So after this video, I will not be recording much. Actually, I won't record anymore tonight, and then maybe we'll have one on Friday, but probably not. I probably won't be recording again until next Monday, which unfortunately means I won't be playing Euro Truck Simulator 2 again until next Monday. But it is what it is. I want to be able to space it out so I have more things to talk about. And obviously I'm just going to make a bunch of these videos scheduled uploads for y'all as we head into the future. We'll go left here. Looks like we're taking the road towards Oslo. It's interesting there's a sign for Oslo this far north in Sweden, because Oslo is way, way down there. I hate these highway intersections. It's like a 4-lane highway that you gotta cross. We have these in real life in Ohio. They're not that developed up. They look more like back roads than major intersections, but we still have highways like that, and even in real life they can be a little bit dodgy at sometimes. People always trying to cut out in front of you. They're kind of dangerous to say the least. But it looks like we navigated it just fine. And look at that, we don't have to worry about the road construction, which was not there when we came up this road going the other way. So that's kind of nice, we don't have to worry about it. Let's take a quick look at our route though, now that we're out of Västerås. Down the E18 as we did last time. Onto the E20, which I see why, yeah, it's weird. It says Oslo. Oslo's here. So I guess that's why, because the E18 does go to Oslo. So that actually makes sense. But we'll get off the E20, take this back road to the E4 near Linköping, and then continue on south to Jönköping. So it should be a pretty enjoyable drive. The sun will be coming up soon. There's that construction, another ETS2 random event, which we discussed in the last episode. But as I said, I hope you guys are having a good weekend. having a pretty good Wednesday as I record this. Is the cruise control on? No, it's not. 78, 79, 80. Alright, there it is. Now it's on. Now we don't have to worry about good old cruise control. Those brights are bright in this truck. Very bright. Good to see. But, I actually had a good meal tonight. Made a, homemade teriyaki chicken thighs. That's one of my favorite things that I make. So that was pretty fantastic. And the good thing is, I even got leftovers for tomorrow. Oh, retarder activated. Oh goodness. I don't want the retarder on. I want there's the cruise control. For some reason, if you hit the left arrow key on this wheel, it wants to hit the down one. It's like the buttons are too close together, and then for some reason it doesn't activate the speed. It doesn't activate the cruise control. 80. That's the retarder. Come on. Turn off. What's going on with this thing? Let's try it again. We want left. There it is. Okay, now we got the cruise control on. Don't have to worry about clicking down. Maybe I was clicking up or something. I don't know. That was very annoying and very complicated, though. Orebro, Oslo. That sounds like the right direction we want to go. Not back to Stockholm. We've been there enough. We've been to Linköping enough more than anywhere else. But I made that. It's a homemade teriyaki sauce, which is really cool. You got like sugar in it, ginger, all the things to go in the actual teriyaki sauce. So it gives gives it a real sweet flavor to the chicken. And then you bake it for an hour, and you kind of create like a glaze on it. Every 10 minutes you brush more of the sauce onto the chicken while it's in the oven, and it creates more of a glaze. So that's one of my favorite things to cook. It came out really well. So I enjoyed that. I've talked before that I enjoy cooking. I've talked about possibly making a video of it. It was a cool sign. Orebro. 25 to 28 Oktoberfest? Is that what that said? I don't know. I don't know my Swedish. Just passing by Orebro. We haven't been quite into their city yet. Centrum Nord. Oslo, Göteborg. Yeah, Orebro's down there. So I guess it's that exit there if you want to go to it. Yeah, you can see one building of it from the highway. Can't really see much else, though. It's amazing how close these cities all are together in Europe compared to in the U.S. In the U.S., all the cities are a lot closer together, or a lot further apart, sorry. I mean, for example, Pittsburgh to Cleveland's 2 hours. The next big city, Akron's kind of 40 minutes from Cleveland, but then Columbus is another 2 hours. But it seems like in Europe, the cities are the same distance apart, but they're a lot bigger. I mean, not in Sweden, they're pretty small. I'd say Sweden's a little bit more like the U.S., but, there's places in Germany, and especially the U.K. I mean, the United Kingdom is a hugely populated area, and there's just town after town, city after city. I mean, there's cities 40 minutes away from each other in the U.K. England as a whole is not really much bigger than an average state in the U.S., and it has, tens of millions of people. The density is definitely greater over there than it is over here. In the U.S., it can be vast distances between the cities. That's the other difference in maybe not in Sweden, but in the U.K. and Germany. You got a lot of towns between cities. In the U.S., you drive from Pittsburgh to Columbus, and there's Wheeling, and that's the only other. It's a small little city, and that's it. There's just farmland basically in between the two towns. We have a lot more empty space in America than over in Europe. Of course, in Sweden, it's mostly just forest and tiny little villages between towns, so I guess that's something Sweden has in common with the U.S., just vastness between the towns. Look how cool these pine trees are. What a beautiful morning. This is fantastic. Pine after pine after pine at 4:16 in the morning. As I talked in the last episode, it really does look a lot like the Northwest. I feel like I'm driving through Washington State right now. With all the pines. We'll get down into Germany, down into France, get back to some regular forest, some hardwood forest later on. Also known as deciduous forest. But I like pine trees. It's one of the things I like about Washington. I much prefer them to the regular trees. The only sad thing is that they don't change color in the fall. So you don't get that fall leaf color that you would get in other parts of the world. Looks like we get off the E20 here. Just 3 hours left in the drive. Jönköping, Linköping. Yep, that is right. Alrighty. Oh, that is bumpy. Lots of bumps. Coming up this on-ramp. My truck is just going up and down, up and down. It's like it's on a wave pool or something. That is not good at all. Look how early it gets light here in Sweden. Not even 5 a.m. and the sun is already coming up. Without the realistic sunrise sunset mod, literally, there's places in Sweden where it never fully gets dark. You're driving up north of Stockholm and there's some light in the sky at 3 a.m. Which is quite incredible. Quite incredible. I mean, it's 5 a.m. and it's already almost daytime. Alright, 70 kilometers an hour. Retarder's activated. No, that's not what I want. I want to go left. Come on. There we go. You gotta really click the left arrow key. That's how I have it programmed on my... I hope I explained it right earlier. I have on my wheel, there's you know, up, down, left, right, just like on a controller. And for some reason, when I hit left, it also hits down at the same time. Unless I really hit it perfectly, which is really, really annoying. Really annoying. There's the windmill I saw. I think the same one I saw on the way up. It was darker and I was going the other way, so it was hard to see as much. And that sky looks a little bit too dark, doesn't it? That's not really... That doesn't look super realistic out that way. That looks better. I love the rays of the sun coming over the hills. That's amazing. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's perfect right there. That is gorgeous. What a beautiful morning up in the far north of Sweden. And of course, come wintertime, it'll be dark almost the whole day long. But country roads right like these, I feel like, are what make Euro Truck Sim the scenic game. Highways are, you know, highways are highways. They can be scenic, but not to the degree that these back roads are. You're closer to the plants, you're closer to the forest, and it just, there's, you know, they go through more forested areas as well, so it gives it a more better view. Look at that black. That does not look realistic at all. I don't know which mod is causing that. That looked a little bit too dark to be proper. There it goes. Now it's coming in a little bit, getting that blue sky texture. Nice, getting cut off by a car. He'll end up faster than me though. At least going up hills he will. I like how on the game there's random buses in random spots too. We're in the middle of nowhere and there's a bus. I wouldn't put it past Sweden and other European countries to have great public transport systems like that though. Yeah, back through the same village we were, so we are just retracing our route from the last episode. Which of course I just played a few minutes ago. It's like a random industrial center in the middle of nowhere. Playing this game makes me really want to go to these places in real life. Drive these roads, see what the scenery looks like. I think that would be such a cool experience. It gives you a little bit of a taste of what it's like there in real life, but only a little bit. And look, just like that, we have more deciduous trees down here. It's almost like there's a point in Sweden when it just... Hey, there's where we did our special delivery. But it's almost like there's a point in Sweden where the trees kind of change over from basically being all pine to a mix, which is more what it is in southern Sweden, which is kind of where we are now rather than central Sweden. Pro Mods allows you to go all the way up north in Sweden, so we will definitely do that come January when I add Pro Mods to the channel. My goal for now is to really get down and explore more of France and Italy. It is amazing how landscape changes when you drive places, though. It doesn't do that a ton, you know, in real life, because it does, but, you know, the time it takes is a lot longer. I could drive from, you know, the top of Scotland all the way down to the bottom of Italy in this game in 2 or 3 hours. In real life, that's going to take, you know, over a day. So in real life, anywhere I can drive in 2 or 3 hours from where I live, I can get to where it's flat from where I live. I live where it's mountainous, or hilly. Small mountains, I guess you could call them. I could drive from there in, you know, 3 hours east. I could get to some bigger mountains, and 3 hours west I could, oh come on, stop going down, stop, there we go. And just like that, looks like we finally have some rain as well. There we go. Alright, I gotta click it exactly where, am I hitting off of the, no, I'm hitting it right. I don't know what is wrong with this thing. I think I'm gonna have to change the command for cruise control, because that left arrow key is not working out for me oh so well. But just like that, it's raining. We have our first rain of the series. But anyway, in real life, I can drive to where it's mountainous in a couple hours. I can drive through hills, which is where I live. Or I could drive to where it's flat in about an hour northwest of me. But other than that, I mean, it kind of looks the same. It's forested everywhere. The type of trees are somewhat similar everywhere. The weather's somewhat similar. The big change is Lake Erie, which is about 3.5 hours, 4 hours north of me. There's no major bodies of water anywhere else. The Atlantic Ocean's a good 7 hours away, 8 hours away to the actual coast. I guess you get to the Chesapeake Bay in about 5.5, maybe 6. I guess it depends on exactly where you're going. But in this game, you can drive and the scenery changes a lot quicker. And it's a cool way to see it. You know, you play Flight Simulator and you know, you can see the scenery change, but it's a little bit different because the you know, you're so much above the ground that you don't notice it as much. Also, the ground scenery in this game's a lot better than in Flight Sim, because in Flight Sim you're in the air, so like the graphics are more optimized to be viewed from above. Even with all the add-ons that I have, it's not really something you would drive around in. I feel like flying is a beautiful thing to do, but driving is a better way to really see what a place actually looks like, because you're up close to everything. When you're in a plane, you're so high over everything, it's hard to, you know, everything starts to look a little bit more similar to each other at that point. I know this lake exists in real life. I actually looked it up on Google Maps. The road kind of passes right past the lake between Linköping and Jönköping. I've driven this on Euro Truck many, many times. Been on this road more than probably any other road. I love the sound of the rain on the windshield too. That sounds incredible. It's actually quite loud. Quite loud. I like to drive in real life though. I like to take road trips. Obviously flying is my favorite way of getting around. Train's a great way to get around too. That train, you can really see the scenery. I took the Amtrak from Philly to New York before. That was an amazing experience. The only problem was it kind of went through a lot of industrial areas in New Jersey. I guess that's what a lot of New Jersey looks like though. Not exactly the most scenic of the states. Not even close. There's a few countryside areas, but most of the trip was through industrial areas, which is kind of disappointing. Nothing I can do about it, though. Alright, we are pretty much there. Can I get over? Is it clear? I think. I can hardly see my mirror with all the water on the windscreen. Alrighty. Jönköping. The engine retarder on. slow down. And turn it off. See, that's where I actually want to use it. Alrighty. We are in Jönköping. Another new city discovered in the Let's Play. Guess not official till the Welcome to Jönköping comes up. Probably right past this change in the pavement. Nope. Thought I had it right. There it is. Jönköping discovered. That's what it says, not welcome to, but discovered. Good to have another city discovered. Where do we gotta go? Do we have to go? It looks like DSV. Once again, it doesn't look like there's any collectibles in this city, unfortunately. Alrighty. We'll get to back it in finally. Haven't done that in a while. Oh, alright. I think I'm gonna go around to the left. And then pull in that way. What are we even carrying? Office paper. 18 tons of paper. The truck's probably only like a third full. Because paper is heavy. Paper is really heavy. And if this truck is full of paper, then that's going to be a heavy, heavy delivery. Alrighty. We gotta go into reverse. And go left. Turn this way. Alright, we hit the back. Back into forward. This gets so tricky. So tricky. Looks like I need to go way to the right here. Of course, my truck's gonna hit these freaking shipping crates. Oh, no, 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 no. That's wrong. Man, am I way off on this. Way off. Alright, I want the back of the truck. I want that to move to the right, which means I need to turn the wheel to the right, or does it mean I need to turn it? No, I need to turn it to the left. That's my problem. For some reason, I can do it on the keyboard, and then I think what to do, and it just doesn't work. It's the weirdest thing. There we go. If I turn the wheel to the left, the truck, the back of the trailer will turn to the right, and it looks like there's a freaking thing in the way. So I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna re-line up here. Alright. There we go. Alright. This needs to move to the right. Alright, now it's backing in. Now we can bring it back. Sorry if you guys can't see the mirrors on your screens, because I have a big monitor, so it enables me to see this. I don't know exactly what you guys can see or not. Back into forward, straighten it out. It's got to go more to the right. So turn the wheel left. Alrighty. Did I get around that? Yes, I did. Okay, good. We got around that barrier. That's the important thing. There we go. Alright. I want to make it perfect, though. I'm trying to be as realistic as I can in this series, which means I want to back everything in to the best of my ability. Not that I have a ton of ability, but I want to do the best I can. To actually, you know, get it straight. And as the further I get into the series, the more precise I want it to be. Up. Alright, that's good enough. Put that parking brake on. turn the engine off, go ahead and detach and unload our little trailer. It wasn't a perfect back end, but I'm getting it down. Still learning with this wheel, used to the keyboard. And we get some points for that delivery. And let's see if we want to do another one. Check my email. We can help you grow, bank. Yeah, I know. My credit limit has been raised to $950,000. Hey, that's actually... I can take out... Ooh, I can take out $800,000 loan with this economy mod. Yeah, but $4,000 a day. There's no way I could make that up after buying a truck. I'm just not there yet. Unfortunately, I wanna make sure I'm gonna have that kind of money to pay back. Alright, we're in Jönköping, so we can go Karlskrona, Helsingborg, Malmo, down to Gdansk, Denmark, on the ferry, Copenhagen. I don't want to go too far, because our first delivery is kind of far. This one's only 3 hours, 2 minutes, 13 cents a kilometer, same amount. 9 tons of used plastic in a Mercedes. We haven't driven that yet either, so we're gonna take this one. We'll go down to Helsingborg, southern Sweden now. Go ahead and take this job. And we'll get paid 164 euros for it. Used plastics, what a boring... what a boring load, right? My. Alrighty, I love the Mercedes. It's one of my favorite interiors. Ah, we just have a boring truck. Oh, this is the color. on my game on my Apple laptop, my career mode on there, this is exactly my truck. Same truck, same color. I think the interior is different on the inside, but this is what I've driven the most on this game, so I'm pretty excited to drive this Mercedes now. Let's go ahead and get it started up. Put it in the drive. Alright. Let's head out of here. Take a little look at our route, as always. Alright, we're just north of... We're at the north end of Jönköping. This is just on the other side of where we were. So we'll drive out of Jönköping, go down the E4. Helsingborg, so it should be a pretty simple... Should be an extremely simple delivery. In the rain. 7:44 a.m. Nothing like a little bit of morning rain. Man, have I driven a lot of this truck, though. So much of the Mercedes I have driven. It's nice to be back, but on the other hand, I'm definitely glad that I'm gonna... When I buy a truck, I'm thinking I'm gonna get a Scania. Because I like the Scanias. I really want to have a GPS in mind, though, because I don't want to use the route navigator. Not that there's anything wrong with it, just that I like having the realism of actually having a GPS screen in the truck. Of course, I could just kind of drive the old-fashioned way, just look at the map and drive. That would be quite interesting. But I know in real life, every trucker's going to have some sort of a phone or something to help them out. Now that I actually have the GPS, though, I gotta watch for speeding, because it won't change. My speedometer won't change color when I'm over the limit, so that's something I'm gonna have to watch for. Alrighty. Out of Jönköping. Down to Helsingborg, and we gotta go through another roundabout. Just what I wanted. There's a lot of traffic at this one, too. A lot of traffic coming in. Police car. Alright, is this guy letting me go? I know you have to yield. You have to yield to the traffic in the roundabout, so he probably saw someone coming from the other side. Is the cop? What's the cop doing? He could have just made it right. He went all the way around. That made absolutely no sense. What is he thinking? What is he thinking? Alright. Which way are you going? Okay. This guy's going straight. Go ahead, buddy. Alright, now we're good. I shouldn't have cut somebody off like that. I should have continued to wait. But, make sure we're clear to the right. Alright, now we can go this way. There we go. That's a more successful navigation of a roundabout than we've had before. Much better. As I said, these are not easy in this game. head out to the E4 now. Continue on down it. To Helsingborg, Stockholm, Helsingborg, and Vaxio. And the speed goes back up to 80, so we can take that. Only 2 hours 53 minutes, so should be a fairly short delivery. Alright, oh, lag spike, wow. Sometimes at intersections in the game or driving through cities, you'll have sudden lag spikes. It got bad for a minute there. I'm getting 60 frames per second when I record these videos, though. It's pretty much, it goes above 60 a little bit, but it's pretty much around 60, high 50s, which is good because you got a recording program running at the same time. So you know that's good performance from your PC when you're getting 60 frames on top of a recording program. And just like that, the rain's going away. It's a nice sunny day now in Sweden. That'll make the last drive a little bit more enjoyable. Alright, so is this the E4? Oh, I see what it is. The E4 is that, and then it continues on that. So it kind of, you have to exit the E4 to stay on the E4. That's kind of confusing. That explains it, though. I was a little confused on when exactly we got on the highway, but it turns out the road just kind of becomes the highway. Kind of a weird little interchange there. All the interchanges in the game are pretty much what they are in real life, so I would not doubt that this is exactly how it is in person. Look at that, that car in front of me is still picking up water. That's a cool feature in the game. To have that, that's awesome. And as the road's clear and the rain passes, they won't be doing it. I doubt this guy will be kicking up any. Nope. I like that level of realism, though. With the weather, as I said, I just can't wait for winter in this game. As I talked about seasons, me wanting there to be seasons. I can't even remember if I talked about that in the last episode or this one. They're all I should have recorded back to back. They're all blending together. But if there were seasons, imagine if it was snowing, and then the road got shut down, or I was behind snowplows, I had to drive super slow. That'd be complete pandemonium, but it would be awesome to drive in those kind of conditions. I would love to have an experience like that. What a nice day it is now, though. What a beautiful day it is now. In the countryside of Sweden. Get there at 10:42. Can't wait to buy a truck. Can't wait to buy a trailer. Can't wait to actually have my own drivers. Buy multiple trucks. That's what I have in my other game. I've been all around on that one. I think I'm based in Stockholm as I am in this one. Recently, I've been driving down to Switzerland on that one. Switzerland's fun to drive in the game. You can tell it was, the quality of the scenery is lower, but it's very mountainous, so it makes for some really, really scenic drives compared to, pretty much anywhere else in Europe. To be honest, it's probably the most beautiful place of all. Of course, that's what's exciting about American Truck Sim is they got Arizona, they got California, Nevada. There's huge mountains in those states. So once I start playing that, I'm looking forward to seeing how they represented the mountain passes on there. And of course, the main mountains in Europe just being the Alps, they're a lot smaller than the Rockies. Excuse me. I feel like I'm kind of getting sick. I've kind of felt down the last couple days. Throat's been dry, all that good stuff. And I woke up the other day, and not only did I have one sore in my mouth, but I had two. I used to get them all the time. Now I don't get them as much as I used to, but to have two, and they're right next to each other. They're like half an inch apart. So that is really, really annoying. So that hurts. My throat hurts. I've been sneezing. It has not been the best last couple days for illness. But my one friend, she had it, and I think she's passed it on to me. I have another friend, he had it, so maybe he's the one. Maybe they both passed it on to me, and then the cold germs decided to combine together and give me like a super cold. Check that out. That's gorgeous. Kind of looks like Pennsylvania a little bit. The hills, rolling hills, small little mountains with a river in the middle. Just a little bit more pine trees here. A lot more pine trees here, I would say. What's amazing is how dense they've made the forest. You know, you're driving along in the forest, it looks so dense, but then when you go on Google Street View and you look at these areas, the forest is 10 times more dense. I mean, you can't really see into this one much, but the how many more trees there are in real life on the sides of these roads, if you go on Google Street View and look up the E4 in Sweden, there are an immense amount more roads or more trees than there are in the game. But yet the game still makes it look like, oh, I'm driving through a forest right now. It doesn't have. It went back in the old 18 Wheels of Steel days. There were hardly any trees, and it was just basically, you know, oh, I'm just driving through the countryside and there's a couple trees on a hill. But this, like, that looks like a forest back there, so they still do a good job representing it. Look at that old plane. Another old Saab. That's a Saab 340 right there. That's a cool plane. That's a very cool plane. So many planes on the side of the highway. It's like the Swedes had all these old planes and they just said, what should I do? And then they decided to build it on the side of a highway, right? I guess that's their decision, though. Nice farm right there. I talked about it in episode 1, but if you guys have gotten this far, still feel free to comment some things you want me to talk about. Because I want to find discussion topics for videos. If there's anywhere on the map you want me to go to, any mods you suggest, I am open to suggestions, to say the least. But as I said, I think taking a few days break between the videos will kind of make things easier, because the problem is now I'm forgetting what I talked about earlier in this episode compared to what I talked about in the last one, because I'm recording them back to back. Maybe that's not the smartest thing to do. But it's tough, because as I said, I got stuff going on this weekend, and also you don't want to record, you know, on the same day you upload every time, because sometimes you don't have time to do both. It takes me over an hour to make each video after I record it. Now, obviously, most of that time is just waiting for the video to process, so that's not too bad. It's not like I'm struggling. It's not like I can do other things. I can cook, I can take a shower while it's doing it, you know, whatever I need to do, I can do. But it's still very aggravating to have to wait that long. So, I mean, if I'm crunched on time, I cannot realistically, you know, there are times where I can't really record and process in the same day. Another road down there. That's a big interchange. But here we are, folks. Helsingborg. It looks like this highway just kind of... The E4 does the opposite of what it did at the beginning of our trip. It just kind of goes into the city and ends. So what an easy delivery that was. Helsingborg discovered! So we discover another new city. That's good to see. 2 in the same episode. Alright, so it looks like we're going to another DSV location. We gotta be careful not to run red lights either. That's a good way to get yourself a ticket. I don't think I ever have running a red light ticket in Euro Truck Sim. Just a decent amount of speeding tickets, because they're so easy to get when you're not paying attention. You don't feel speed in the game as much as in person, and also, you can get to 50 kilometers an hour a lot quicker than miles. I'm used to driving in miles in the US. Oh, it's the same exact type thing as last time. I think I'm going to go around the other way, because I had so many problems with that last delivery. And I think I'm going to do the opposite. I can also turn my lights off, because it's like middle of the day, and I don't really need them at this point. The good thing is, this trailer is a lot smaller than the last one, so maybe that'll help. We'll see. Alright, which bay do we have to go in? We have to go into this bay. Yeah, this was worse. I should have come in from the other direction. I only just made it harder on myself, didn't I? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we can make this work. Alright, go into reverse. Yeah, I made this a lot harder on myself. Well, that was a mistake. Alright, back into drive. Turn it to the right. I might have to loop around. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Let's go into reverse. Yeah, this is not going to work. We're going to have to loop around and come in from the other side. Unfortunately, having all those crates there kind of makes it more difficult. That's not what I wanted, but that's what I got stuck with. So we'll come in from this side and try to do it properly. Okay. Let's just make a tight turn here. Very well. Skip the park in the trailer and complete the delivery. No way. I want to go for everything. I want to have realism here. All right, let's get the back of the trailer lined up here. There we go. That should be good. All right, we want the back of it to go right this time, so we're going to go to the left. That'll bring that to the right. All right, now we can start straightening it out because it's going to want to overdo it. Yeah, it's already overdoing it, so we'll go ahead up in the drive here. Straighten the trailer out a little bit. There we go. Hey, we're actually doing okay. Just make it go a little bit to the right, a little bit. Oh, wait, that's left. All right, a little bit to the right. Now let's straighten out the trailer. There we go. Now we're talking. All right, we want it to go right, so we'll turn the wheel to the left. All right. All right, there we go. Very successful right there. Put it up in the neutral. Park and brake on. Turn that engine off. And there you have it, folks. The Mercedes Actros has taken us down to Helsingborg in southern Sweden. So that, guys, is going to be it for this episode. I think we get to level... Nah, we don't get to level 4. Darn, I don't get to add another long distance or something like that. But that is going to be it, folks, for the episode. I hope you enjoyed. In the next episode, we are all the way down here, so maybe we will try to... Well, looks like our options are going to be Poland or Göteborg. So, yeah, maybe we'll go to Poland or maybe we'll head up here in the next episode. We'll decide when the time comes. For now... Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you let me know if you got any discussion topics you want to talk about, any questions you got about the game, about me, or the channel. And for now, we'll see you next time. I'm Mr. Affleck 9916. Peace.